Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. So I just recently did a video on my 50 favorite albums by 50 different artists, and I ranked them. This time, although they're not ranked yet, we'll get into that in a second, I have made a list on Spotify of my 100 favorite songs, and there's no limit to, the artists. So there's more than one Beatles song and, some other artists. And let me say this, not that I want to rank them, but it will be easier in Spotify to, change them around and rank them. If I get 200 likes on this video, whenever I get the 200 likes, I will do another video where I rank these 100 songs from my least favorite to my favorite. And this took me a few hours to put together. And I'm sure I'm missing some great songs, of course. I think I only included maybe 5 or 6 Beatles songs. It's just because I wanted to include other songs that I love a lot also. So here we go. Not in order yet, but these are my 100 favorite songs. And I'll leave a link below for the Spotify playlist if you want to check out any of the songs. So here we go. I won't go into too much detail, depending on the song, but Black Star by David Bowie. 12XU by Wire from their album Pink Flag. 2000 Light Years from Home, The Rolling Stones. 21st Century Schizoid Man from King Crimson. 4% Pantomime from the band album Cahoots. And this song also features Van Morrison on vocals. Ace of Spades by Motorhead. Although I almost picked The Chase is Better Than the Catch. But I love a lot of Motorhead songs, but those two are my favorites. Ahead by a Century by the great Canadian band The Tragically Hip. Yes, with their cover version of Simon and Garfunkel's America, which I think is about 10 or 11 minutes long, and featured, like, the musicianship, of course, is just amazing. And I love all of the great guitar work by Steve Howe. Anyway, from Paul McCartney's album Chaos and Creation in the Backyard. Jimi Hendrix Experience, Are You Experienced? The Kinks' Autumn Almanac. Baba O'Reilly from Who's Next? The Backseat of My Car from my favorite Paul McCartney album, Ram. The Ballad of TV Violence, I'm Not the Only Boy from Cheap Trick's debut album. The Bed by Lou Reed from his album Berlin. Ramones' Blitzkrieg Bop from their debut album. Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf. A handful of these songs are, overplayed on the radio, but I never listen to the radio. So whenever I do play a song like Born to be Wild, it still sounds pretty fresh to me. Bridge Over Troubled Water by Johnny Cash. And the Simon and Garfunkel song is could have easily made my 100 songs list also. Dire Straits with my favorite song by them, Brothers in Arms. Blind Faith, Can't Find My Way Home. Oh, I did include that. Yeah, The Chase is Better Than the Catch. I did have to, I had over 100 songs and there were some I had to take off, but I'm glad that's still included. Closer to Home, I'm Your Captain by Grand Funk Railroad. Complicated Game from Drums and Wires, XTC. A Day in the Life from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And this is the 2017 remix where it has the clean intro, the acoustic guitar. Death Walks Behind You, a epic, heavy rock song by Atomic Rooster. Yay, the first Spark song. Yeah, I could have chosen like 50 of their songs, but I think there's only 3 or 4 on this list. The Decline and Fall of Me from Angst in My Pants. Dominance and Submission from Secret Treaties Blue Oyster Cult. The title track from Patti Smith Group's Easter. Yeah, El Dorado. This is a kind of a new, I've always loved the song, but just in the last few months, I just have a new appreciation for this whole album, but especially this song. I think Jeff Lynne's vocals are just so good on this. He's a very underrated singer. The Cure, yeah, a song by The Cure, and from Wish. Everyday People, Sly and the Family Stone from Stand. Feel Flows, originally, of course, on Surf's Up, and this is just a new remix of the song on Feel Flows. Find the River, REM, from my favorite REM album. Can. Yeah, I I had You Do Right, Moonshake, and then I finally decided on Future Days, but I love a lot of Can songs. Yes, The Gates of Delirium. I could have there's only 3 songs on the whole album. And I could have easily picked, the other 2 also, but I've decided on The Gates of Delirium, the epic sidelong song from Relayer. God Only Knows from Pet Sounds, The Beach Boys. Good Vibrations from the Beach Boys' Smiley Smile. Graceland, Paul Simon. A Hard Day's Night, yes, an early Beatles song. Sparks, like I said, so many songs I could have picked, but Here in Heaven is absolutely in my top. Sometimes that's my number 1. From Kimono My House. Hey Jude, the single. Highway Star from Machine Head, Deep Purple. How Many More Times from Led Zeppelin's debut album. Black Sabbath, Into the Void from Master of Reality. Isn't It a Pity by George Harrison. Once again, the Beatles with I Want You, She's So Heavy. Devo, Jocko Homo from their debut album. Yeah, I had Short People because I just think it's such a funny song that, some people took offense to, especially if they were short. But I've decided on Jolly Coppers on Parade from the very same album, Little Criminals. Keep on Chooglin', Creedence Clearwater Revival. Keep Yourself Alive, Queen. I can always have trouble pronouncing this. Kuama. Kuama? Electric Light Orchestra from their second album. Light My Fire, The Doors. Like a Hurricane, Neil Young. Maybe I'm Amazed, Paul McCartney. From my favorite Talking Heads album, Fear of Music, and my favorite song by Talking Heads, Mind. Mother from John Lennon's Plastic Ono Band album. Yeah, one of my favorite 60s songs by Paul Revere and the Raiders, Mr. Sun, Mr. Moon, featuring Mark Lindsay. Once again, another great Canadian band, the Guess Who, with No Time from American Woman. Yeah, so many great Beatles songs, but I think my favorite by George Harrison, even though I absolutely love, Here Comes the Sun, Something, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I just think it's one of George's most underrated songs, and it's one I play a lot. Old Brown Shoe. Perfect Day by Lou Reed from Transformer. I always laugh when I see Ween. Yeah, this is, I don't know how you say that, Polo Asado. It's just a very bizarre track, and it has to do with one of the members of Ween. He used to work at a drive-thru, and there would be this one customer who would always be really annoying. Well, he would make his order so complicated. So this is kind of a takeoff on that, and I just think it's hilarious. So I had to include it. Radar Love. Yeah, Golden Earring. They were the first band I ever saw live when me and my brother in 1974 went to see King Crimson in Toronto at Massey Hall. Golden Earring were the opening act. Radioactivity, Kraftwerk. Radio, Elvis Costello and the Attractions. And this song is the final song on this year's model for Canada and the United States, but I guess in the UK it wasn't even on the album, and it ended with Night Rally, which isn't on the American version of this year's model. I bet you didn't know that. Ramble Tamble, my favorite CCR song, yeah. Randy Scouse Get, the Monkees. Yeah. One of my favorite underrated 60s songs by the Lemon Pipers, Rice is Nice. They're also known for Green Tambourine, which you might have heard of before. Yeah, very underrated album and song from Innuendo, Ride the Wild Wind. Rock and Roll Suicide, the great closing track from Ziggy Stardust. Rock and Roll from Loaded, the Velvet Underground. Ruby Tuesday, the Rolling Stones. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, the title track from Black Sabbath's fourth album. Yeah, sad song, and I also included, I think it's coming up here. But yeah, from Berlin. But this song and another song kind of go together for me. Yeah, the great opening track from the very underrated band The Rascals, See. Series of Dreams, my favorite Bob Dylan song. She's as Beautiful as a Foot from Blue Oyster Cult's great debut album. Can't Eat, Hallelujah, Sick 'em Pigs. Sick Again, once again, a very underrated Led Zeppelin song. Sister Ray, possibly my all-time favorite Velvet Underground song. Like I said, I always smile when I see Ween. Sketches of Winkle from the Pod. Yeah, my favorite. Well, between Jocko Homo and Smart Patrol, Mr. DNA, my two favorite Devo songs. Another great Canadian band, Snow in June, the title track. Song of Seven, John Anderson. Yeah, if you're not familiar with some of these songs, I hope you do check out my Spotify playlist and maybe, come back and leave a comment if you liked the song or disliked it. Star Collector, The Monkees. Stay With Me by Faces, or The Faces. Strawberry Fields Forever. Yeah. Streets of Philadelphia, possibly. Yeah, there's also some songs on Tunnel of Love that could have easily been in this, but I've chosen Streets of Philadelphia. Tattooed Love Boys from the Great Pretenders debut album. Teenage Wildlife, a very underrated David Bowie song. This Town Ain't Big Enough for Both of Us, Sparks. To Be Over, yeah. I'm glad I included that. I wasn't sure, because I was messing with the playlist for quite a while. So I was wondering if I included it or not, but I'm glad I did. Today Your Love, Tomorrow the World, another great song from my favorite Ramones album, their debut. Tomorrow Never Knows, the Beatles. And we're almost done. As much as I'm not a fan of U2 these days, I still do love their early albums and songs, and The Unforgettable Fire is my favorite U2 song. Another Spark songs from A woofer in tweeter's clothing, whippings, and apologies. Whole Lotta Rosie by AC/DC, my favorite AC/DC song. Well, I'll get bashed for this one. It's, Yoko Ono's Why with just, yes, she does scream on this song, which I know a lot of people aren't fans of. But ever since I was a kid, I mean, I didn't like the song at first. I had to kind of warm up to it. But I actually love the song. Sorry, I'm getting choked up here. I actually love the song, and John's guitar work is just incredible. Willie the Pimp from Hot Rats, Frank Zappa with Captain Beefheart on lead vocals, and one or two more. Won't Get Fooled Again. And finally, You Know You're a Man. And yeah, there's so many, like I said, there's only room for so many great songs in a, top 100 list. But I think You Know You're a Man is my favorite. And it's from Shiny Beast, Bat Chain Puller. Yeah, for that Lou Reed song, I didn't realize I'd already gone. I have The Bed and Sad Song together. And they're kind of, they're separate songs, but they just flow so well together. They're the last two songs on Lou Reed's Berlin. And so if I do rank them, I'm going to definitely have those two songs to get together. And that is it. I would love your thoughts in the comment section below. And I hope some of you do check out the playlist. I'll have a link below for it. And I would just love your thoughts. And like I said, if this video gets 200 likes, I will rank the songs. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.